So, it's 3 a.m. and you can't sleep, and maybe that's why you came to this video. Well, don't worry, I've been there, and I'm here to help you, so don't be too nervous, okay? Okay. So what do you do in this scenario? Well, there are 4 stages to help you get back to sleep. Stage 1. All-nighters. Should you do them? You better f***ing not. Well, you need to decide whether you're going to pull an all-nighter. Well, personally, I highly do not recommend pulling an all-nighter because, well, simply, an all-nighter will just give you what you call sleep debt. Basically, imagine student loans, but f***ing worse. But it also depends on your current situation, age, time, gender, equality. So I created a simple advanced decision tree to help you decide with that decision. Well, the first decision tree is for those who are under the age of 13. For those who are under the age of 13, ask yourself, do I need to do an all-nighter? Well, obviously it's going to be a no because if you're at that age, you don't have any responsibility. So basically I'm saying, you're a lucky son of a bitch. The next decision tree is for those who are students. Those who are students, all you need to ask yourself is this: do I have a major exam tomorrow? If the answer is no, skip to this timestamp and don't do an all-nighter. But if you do have a major exam tomorrow, ask yourself, did I study for the exam? Well, if the answer is yes, then don't do an all-nighter. But if you didn't study for the exam, then ask yourself, okay, but do I have at least the grasp of the topic of the test? Well, if you answered, yeah, sort of, then don't do an all-nighter. But if you have no idea what the test is even about, ask yourself, wow, did you really not study about anything or know anything about this test? If the answer is no, don't do an all-nighter. If the answer is yes, well, I heard Subway's hiring new employees. And finally, for those who have work and jobs, ask yourself, do I have any work needed to be submitted tomorrow morning? If the answer is no, skip to this timestamp and don't do an all-nighter. But if you need to submit your work tomorrow morning, then ask yourself, does my boss like me? Now that you've answered that question, ask yourself once again, do I need this job? If the answer is no, don't do an all-nighter. But if you need a job, then ask yourself, do I have dignity? If you said yes to that question, I give you the green card on pulling an all-nighter. Just make sure to get adequate sleep after submitting your work. That said, if you said no to that question... Now that you've decided not to do an all-nighter, it's time for stage 2, preparing your body to sleep. And here's a few things you could do to help you sleep better. One suggestion I have is to clean your room. Now the reason why I'm suggesting this is because having a neat room could help you not overthink about anything and make you feel better as a human being and not hate yourself. That way you can sleep worry-free. Another suggestion is to cool down your room temperature. Now you can do that by making your room colder, by turning on your aircon, setting a timer on it, changing clothes, turning on the fan, or inviting your ex. Either way, same effect. Now, the reason why we want to cool down our room is basically because our bodies naturally want to cool down its temperature while sleeping, so lowering the room temperature will surely help that. Next, you want to shut down all, and I mean all, light sources in your control. Now, unless Jesus is outside your window telling you to come with him, you probably have some lights in your room that you can turn off. Outlets, fan lights, laptops, aircon lights, etc. Turn all that shit off. Our circadian rhythm, or our body clock, is affected by external light sources, so as much as possible, limit any light sources out from your control. Now that you've done most of what you can, it's time to climb to bed. Relax your muscles and close your eyes. Now we are in stage 3. It's time for your mind to sleep. Now that your body is relaxed and your eyes are closed, it's time for your mind to go to sleep. Now here's what I want you to think about. The first thing I want you to do is to stop worrying too much. Don't worry, I'm not spitting some philosophical bullshit or something. I'm just saying that if you keep worrying about something, then you won't be able to relax. Right now, you're someone in bed trying to sleep, and try to focus on that. And then you can worry about everything tomorrow. Next, I want you to think and imagine yourself in some kind of universe or scenario. Whether it be some hypothetical bank robbery you're in, or some mythological universe, or some dirty fantasy you have about someone you fucking degenerate. I want you to imagine yourself interacting with that universe and see how it goes from there. You'll be busy thinking about this universe or scenario or story about yourself, not noticing that you're getting sleepy, until you finally doze off into a good night's rest. Now, there's one more stage, and it's the most important stage. But before that, let's talk about a few things. Now, what if you tried all that, but you end up waking up again? Well, if that happens, what I want you to do is to really get out of bed and do something relaxing. Maybe you can read a book, or crochet, or I don't know, conduct some summoning ritual. Another thing I wanted to focus on is that, fixing your sleep schedule isn't an overnight thing. I mean, if it was easy to do, then everyone wouldn't have such a crappy sleep schedule. So keep trying, and soon enough, you'll be able to fix your sleep schedule. Now, that being said, there are a lot of factors that can attribute to you not being able to sleep. And if you really can't sleep, then I suggest talking to your doctor. He might recommend some supplements that can help you sleep. Now, with that being said, you need to ask yourself one thing. Am I deliberately not following certain sleep tips and advices online even though it's in my total control? Because at the end of the day, often the things that keep you awake are the things that are in your control, which leads to the most important stage of this video. I want you to turn off this video and put your phone away. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a good sleep and good night.